Last game of the day, fourth game we've shown you here on SSA Broadcast, live from Janura Park in Berwyn, 22nd Annual North-South Challenge presented by Danny Atkins. It's been a terrific tournament. The big news, Signature bounced out of the tournament by the Fat Kids, and High Y just bounced the Fat Kids out of the tournament. So this is an elimination game, win or go home. And March came back and walked off Whale to get here. So we've had quite a few walk-offs today, and no lead is safe. Somebody was telling me the Fat Kids might have been down as many as 6, and they came back to win that game. So Dirty 38's won the toss. They'll be home. And March will be the visitor. This is Chicago-style 16-inch softball. 60-foot bases. Leadoff can't steal. 38 from the rubber to the point of home plate. 6-12 on the arc. We're playing no gloves, so the pitcher gets a drag step, one step left, right, or back. They can make 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action must be to deliver the ball home, and a throw or a fake toward a base is considered one of those fakes or hesitations. 6-12 on the arc. Open count, no fences. And we swing heavy bats. It's not a mush ball. This ball is pretty firm out of the box. Morris Greco, a member of Team SSA that won the Nicky Lopez tournament last summer. So here's Morris leading off, and if Morris hits a ball into a gap, he can really scoop. Very good, very solid left fielder. Came over here after playing with Hex for a few years, along with Brian Evans, I believe. And home plate jumping around here a little bit on the pitcher. And the pitcher here for the Dirty 38s, he looks like he should be a professor in a classroom. And there's a high, soft fly ball and can't make the catch. So the left fielder, Joe, I can't say his last name, so we'll call him Joe. It's late, folks. So Morris back in on the reset. And there's a little chopper. Pitcher gets to it, throw to first, and that's how the game begins. So 1 up, 1 down here.
Good start, baby. Good start.
And it's going to bring up Tommy Lentine Jr. And I'll be very curious. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this game is Jordan Dean, who's got hurt, hasn't really just coming back now. I wanted to see Jordan play. I think he's a terrific short center. And I haven't been able to do a Dirty 38 game this summer. Wanted to show you guys a couple of teams that maybe don't get on the stream quite as much. Plus, I was a little short-handed today, so it's kind of a one-man shop. As of right now, the live bracket board has been partially updated. We've had a couple of teams lose in advance, so we're gonna get it all up to date tonight. So by the time I get home, and we're trying to sneak this in, as they're telling us it is going to rain. Maybe within an hour, hour and a half, so we're going to try to beat the rain out here. This was supposed to be an 8:45 game, so we're only about 30 minutes behind or so. And part of that, and there's a swing knocked down by the second baseman, and they get him at first. So nice play there.
I just was getting it out of my hand. Jordan. Try to get bats and balls.
And here's Jordan Dean.
kind of stuck to my hand. I didn't know it was broken. Well, I made the decision to throw to somebody. No one was looking for him.
And Jordan swings. Hard ground ball to short. Julian Russell made the play. No, I take it back. Julian's playing up the middle. That was the shortstop who made that play. We're used to seeing Julian play short. So at the end of a half an inning, no score.
Go, baby. Good on the mound, boy. Ooh, that didn't knock on. One time.
So again, this is the second leg of the Chicago Summer Series. You see our little logo, lower right-hand corner, where we tied all the major events together. We do the game changer, live bracket board, we keep the stats. And everybody seems to really be enjoying it. Well, Chuck's lost their game. They're still in the tournament. I believe they play tomorrow morning at 9:30. I'm not quite sure who they lost to. So here's the leadoff man, and Joe is one of those guys, slender build. A little pop-up, shortstop right there, makes the play. And it brings up Mark Ross. Well, that would be Danny Atkins. And Danny's done a great job, 22nd year that he's run the event. And Danny, the only person that runs a major Chicago softball tournament who's not affiliated with an association or a park district. And I've known Danny since 2001 when I played on his No Joke team, and he entrusts us with doing the live streaming, and so we kind of pitch in, but Danny's the kid that does it all. I want to say Danny's a Berwyn or a Cicero kid, but I'm not sure about that. Danny runs the Iron team as well, Steve. So here's Mark Ross, and he scalds one, and it gets through McIlvain at third. Great speed aboard now for the 38s, and both these teams have been putting up some runs. We got into that twilight here around 4:30, 5 o'clock through when the sun went down, and it got windy out here. But right now it's very, very calm. And that brings up Justin Montalvo playing third base tonight.
Go, Jay.
And Justin, a little flare off the screen. So we still got a few people here in the park. It's been a kind of a long day. We started at 9:30 today. And some of these teams, the only good thing about playing this late game in the losers bracket is when you win these late games, you come back at 10:45, not 9:30. And Justin, a little fly ball, and Ben Detzmer, I don't know if he saw it right away. He just kind of got frozen there. And then he had to take a couple of hard steps to come in. And here's Julian Russell. And Julian, an elite player, no doubt about that. Terrific defensively and a very good hitter. So Paul Palkey on the hill for March.
Ready, kid, you ready?
And Julian leans on it. It's going to hang in the air and dropped it in center field. He got there, hit him right in the breadbasket. And 30-38 is going to take an early lead on what should have been the third out of the inning. Center fielder had to move for it. Zach Solario, he got there okay. Looked like he was going to make a routine catch on it. And it just hit his midsection, spun out. So here's Alan Osinski. Alan runs the ball club with input from Julian. And Al pitches as well, but not on the bump tonight in this one, extra hitting. And he tries to go big, but that's going to die up there. And tell you, Ben Detzmer looks like he's on ice skates out there. As he went to plant the catch, and his foot came out from under him. And again, we're at that time of the day. It was kind of warm. I haven't walked on the outfield, so I don't know if there's maybe a little dew here, as it was 78 degrees or so out here during the day. There was a little breeze. So we're going to head to the second inning, 1-0.
Oh no, Eddie's back.
So Scott Calderon was coming to first. Somebody must have had to use the facilities. But he came hustling back. That's why Calderon was walking down here.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go.
I might have it mixed up.
Ready, Joe?
So Nick Byrne had a big bomb in that signature game. Nick, a big kid, but he plays the outfield. A lot of pop. Hey George, go on to Game Changer and give everybody an update on what's happening in the other game. Nick Byrne, he leans on it, hits a rocket, but center fielder, he went left, he went right, backpedaling, but he hung in there and made the catch. So Nick Byrne scalds it right to center. And he stayed right with it and made the catch. So here's Zach Solario. And you know, sometimes when you have a little error, you want to kind of get out of the red on your ledger. So you know, Zach would like to get a hit here, and that's off of the pitcher, and that's going to be a base hit. So you can see there, it looked like he was talking to Julian, his short center, and asked him if he was going to make a play, and Julian kind of nodded he was. But I've said before that I always wanted my pitcher, as long as they were in their hole, to try to go after everything. Some pitchers will allay that, and they'll lose track of where their short center is, and the ball rolls into the outfield. So here's Ben Detzmer. And Ben hits a rocket right at second, and first baseman can't make the play. Throw was right on the money there by the second baseman. And it brings up Johnny McIlvain. So Zach was saying, was I in your way? He said, no excuses. I dropped it. And right up the elevator shaft, Julian Russell, camping, makes the play. So we're going to head to the bottom of the second, still 1-0. So both these teams had to sit around a little bit. When I was live doing the flashback game, it was the last game I believe March played. They did allow them, and part of the reason why the game started a little late was they turned the lights off on the soccer field, so Danny let these guys take a few swings before the game. So here's Alan Oshinsky. If I'm in the right part of my lineup. No, that's not right. Alan made the last out in the first. This is Calderon. Okay. And Connor Grove is not here. The big man. And there's a little roller by Calderon over to Miles Rees. Or is it Rees Miles? I don't know. Joe, the coach, got me all confused. So congratulations to High Y. They were in a nip and tuck game. And they blew it open in the top of the seventh to beat the Fat Kids. And there's a swing, and Morris Greco is right there. So Gary Anish flies out for the second out, and here comes Tanner Keecher. Game kind of got a slow feel to it right now. I don't know how much these teams have played each other in the past, but it almost has the feeling like they're kind of feeling each other out a little bit. So Paulie Paulke heading the count. A little soft fly ball. That could be trouble. And it drops in front of Greco for a 2-out base hit.
All right, let's make it hurt. Change nothing.
Drop ball, will it work? Come on.
So here's Alec Battle Barb, and there's a little fly ball. So first baseman flies out. So I'm trying to put them in their positions as I'm broadcasting here.
Bad TK. Gave you that gap.
I believe that's correct, George. But can you please get us a score on the BTA Los Barachos game? Well, this is March and Dirty 38s. Of course, the Dirty 38s won the SSA Tom Egg-Zarnik Class A No Glove National Championship last year. They also have won an SSA Playing for Peace Class B National Championship. How about that? So here's Jack Harrigan, Brian Evans on deck, and then Paul Paulke. And Harrigan strokes it to center, but right there is the center fielder, and he makes the catch. And here comes Brian Evans with his trademark high socks. A little bit of old school there. And I say all the time, March is kind of sneaky good. They're one of those teams that the sum of the parts is a little bit better than when you maybe just look at the roster, but they play well as a unit. Certainly not afraid. Line drive, Maltavo knocks it down and makes the play for out number 2.
Hey, good hustle.
All right, let's go, Paulie.
So here's Paulie Paulke. They call him the Walrus because he's got a big beard. First time the March kids told me that, I'm like, I don't know him well enough to just walk up and say, "What's up, Walrus?"
Go 1-5.
So it's been a great event. Everybody's been having a great time. On behalf of Danny Atkins, thank you
Right on you, Bear.
for helping to make it another successful North-South. So no runs in the second. We're going to head to the third still, 1-0.
Belly button, Gary!
Oh, I'm sorry. Dirty third. No, this is the third inning. I didn't change the scoreboard. I hope that wasn't the game ball.
Who was that?
I don't know. I don't know who Jordan Dean was throwing the ball at. I know he's been out for a while, but and Jordan's laughing. Of course, Jordan with Athletes HQ. And I remember the first time I saw him playing, he just burst off the page. And you can tell he was going to be a terrific player. So here's the pitcher, Dane Friedman, with Jeremy Jurger on deck. And there's a high pop-up. Going back is Jordan Dean for out number 1. Well, the 38s are out in Forest Park. I believe they are in the Monday-Wednesday league out there. They originally started playing in that Tuesday A league out there, and I believe they're in the Monday-Wednesday league there. March, I believe, is in both Forest Park and out at Melrose Park. And Jeremy, little punch shot, but Ben Detzmer is there. Ben makes the catch, so a little bit of a slow-moving game. And I don't know if George Bliss posted it. I can only see about 3 comments because I got it on a big font of the BTA game and Los Barachos. George, if you're having trouble getting on Game Changer, just head over to the SSA Facebook page. And there's a little flare and nobody can get to it.
Let's go, Joe. Make it hurt, Mark.
And
Make that hurt.
couldn't throw it out there any better. Ball came down with a little parachute. And brings up Mark Ross.
Come on, Mark.
So 2 outs, good speed at first. Good speed in the box. If you're an infielder now, you got to have an idea what you're going to do with the ball. If you look to get a fielder's choice, and you hesitate. Nice read by Evans, and he secures the ball. So we're going to head now to the top of the 4th inning in a game that is flying by. So Mark Ross trying to punch it through the hole, just didn't get enough gas on it. And we head to the top of the 4th here. 38's nursing a 1-0 lead. I got a feeling the back half of this game is going to pick up a little bit. Right now it has the feel of a couple of teams that maybe been sitting around a little bit. And after a long day, I think this might be March's 3rd game of the day, and it might be the 38's 3rd game of the day. And like I say, both these teams have been scoring runs, and it does take it out of you. So here's Reese Miles. That's how they wrote it on the card, and that's what I'm going with. Yeah, Fat Kids were leading that game for a while. High White came back and nipped them in the end. And we've seen some leads disappear today. Signature got out of the gate pretty well against the Fat Kids, and they just kept coming back and hammering away at it. And this early season trend of teams scoring in the 20s continued this weekend. And there's a walk, so Reese Miles draws a walk. And they're back to the top of the lineup with Morris Greco. In a 1-0 game, you don't want to be giving free passes. Misses again. We'll see if March just starts taking more pitches here. For Stain Friedman, they have to throw some strikes. Grabs one there. Morris to Reese, and they can't turn the double play as the first baseman had a little trouble with it. I think if he'd have caught it, it would have been a double play, but they get the lead runner. Brings up Tommy Lentine Jr. Jordan Dean on deck. Of course, Mo can run. Any kind of a stretch single, he's a threat to score. And if we see one, we may focus the camera on him just to give you guys a feel for that.
Good, Dane, good. 1-1.
Deep on you now. Good, still good. Good. Still good.
And there's a little soft fly ball. And they lost track of the outs, and it's going to be a double play. Morris Greco took off.
Let's go! Hey, let's go!
And a little bit of an unconventional double play, but it gets him out of the inning. And that hurts because Jordan Dean is a guy who's capable of hitting the gap. And you'd love to see Jordan have gotten an at-bat there with some base runners. So it's going to be the third baseman, Justin Montalvo. leading off. Sorry, folks, got a little cotton mouth. Been breathing in dust all day. And we'll pay some bills. You see the Sweet Buzz logo upper left. They're one of our anchor partners for the Chicago Summer Series. Nick Drabel, 77 on money line. So if you're an adult and you use infused products, check it out and talk to Nick. Use them responsibly. So here's Justin. He hits it right at third. McIlvain, long throw in time. Nick Burt playing first today, dug it out of the dirt. And we'd like to thank Coach's Corner out in Willow Springs for handling the concessions. They've done a great job all weekend. We'll get to a few more SSA sponsors. Of course, Coach's Corner is an exclusive sponsor for the North-South. And there's a swing, and Julian hits it past Brian Evans for a base hit. So one out base runner here. Brings up Alan Oshinsky. Al tried to turn and burn last time, got a little too much air under it.
Come on, let's get us one.
With Scotty Calderon on deck. And pitch a little outside. And that pitch is deep, so falling behind here to Osinski. And Allen knocked down by Nick, fair ball. And now it goes out of play.
Go, Allen.
See, the problem there is I think that ball would have hooked foul and probably landed foul. But when Nick Burton reached up and he touched the ball, he was clearly in fair territory, and so was the hand that touched the ball. So that made it a fair ball. You'll see a lot of third basemen, first basemen pull their hands back, and especially when somebody's going to the opposite way.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
And I don't know what the umpire is doing here. Now, it doesn't matter where Nick's feet were at, folks, because it's where the ball is in relation to the bag. If it's a ground ball, it's got to hit in fair territory. It can go over the base and land in foul territory as long as it hit fair and then went over the base in fair territory. If it's a line drive like that, the ball's got to land in fair territory. And Calderon, high towering fly ball, and it dropped. Throw to third. Now it gets away.
Yeah, way to go, Scotty. Way to get hit in the head.
So they did let the base run. I think the reason why they let the base runner score there is because he had already made the turn at second. So one out here. Second and third, and there's a little ground ball to second. Dean will make the play, but it does score Osinski 3-0. So the Dirty 38's playing baseball here. And they manufacture a run there.
Let's go, kid. Your run. Get that run.
And this, I believe, is the second baseman now, Tanner. Calderon on third. And he smokes it, and that's trouble, but oh, Zach Solario. running hard. The ball hit his chest, started bouncing around. He juggled it, and I think I was too quick on the replay. Hopefully we'll get to see it. Nice catch. Chop it up, Bliss. So the center fielder making a nice running catch there. Zach Solario. And it sure could have been worse. So we'll head to the top of the 5th.
You even threw it over the top. I thought it was going to be
3-0. 30-38. So Jordan Dean leading off here. Top of the 5th. Mark's got a little work to do here as the game is starting to slide by. Dane Friedman grabs a strike there. And Jordan, a little hard ground ball. Julian Russell read the hop right. And that's the way it's done, kids. Don't wait on the ball. Julian was reading that ball all the way and got it on a nice little belt tie, a little bit below hop. If you stay back on that ball and you let it bounce one more time, it's probably going to flatten out and skip on you. So here's Nick Burnt. And Nick hits it a ton. Joey goes back and the ball just died in the air up there. He hit it about 285, maybe closer to 3. And Joe ran it down and made it look easy. 2 outs.
Let's go, Joe!
And that's going to bring up Zach Solario. Again, it's cooled off here. Ball not quite carrying like it was when the air was a little warmer. And 30-38's playing a very solid defensive game so far. And Zach scalds it. Another nice hop to Russell. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. So March has hit a couple of balls hard, but 38s have been up to the task. I'd also like to thank Ray Zarnick, who underwrites the SSA Tom Egg Zarnick Class A No Glove National Championship. That's coming up in Schaumburg. Zarnick family and Ziegler Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram up in Schaumburg. And they're helping Ray out this year, and if you need a vehicle, Ziegler's a big outfit. They could probably get you whatever. Ray used to be down in Lansing. He's up in Schaumburg now, so a lot of you long-term customers, that's where you can reconnect with them. So here's Alex.
Hey, go back to what you were doing now.
And here's a sky-high infield pop-up, and Jordan Dean takes control. Brings up Dane Friedman with Jeremy Jerger on deck. Just kind of a weird, slow pace to this game. And that'll happen a lot of times in these late games when teams had to come out early.
Yeah, baby, yeah, baby.
Dane dumps a hit trying to help his own cause.
Let's go.
So one out base runner for Jeremy with Joe on deck. Let's see if they just try to push the runner across. Both of these late games, 3-0, 3-2. And let's see if they put on any type of hit and run here. Not yet. And there's a little flare that's going to be out of play. So we posted the final four for the winners part of the bracket. We had these late games going on, so tonight when I'm charging everything and making sure game changers, I'll have another wrap-up post. So 2 strikes on Jeremy here. Tried to get him to bite on a fastball right to Dean. He steps and throws. Jordan Dean, a slick short center, showed you why right there. And you can see that Jordan was very patient. So Los Barachos, who was trailing in that game, come back to tie BTA. BTA had a weird day today. They had a couple of starters show up late in the game, and Chucks took advantage. They took an early 8-0 lead, and they never recovered. And they ended up winning that game on a 3-run homer by Levi Usher to walk off. Chucks did, to walk off BTA, and then they kind of recovered, and they've been scoring some runs, but here in the late game, they're in a dogfight with Barachos, and Barachos got a nice little team. We talk about their talent. Ben Detzmer going to lead off here at the bottom of the 5th. Or I'm sorry, top of the 6th, I should say. Getting a little punchy late at night, folks. And Ben shoots it, and Dane from the seat of his pants, safe.
Way to fucking hustle, Ben.
So we'll show you the replay. A little bang bang here at first base. Ben hustling down the line, a lefty. Nice effort by Dane, and yeah, he was safe. First baseman tried to cheat off that bag, but umpire wasn't buying it. And here's Johnny McElvain.
Looking at your butt.
Johnny steps out. Apparently felt like Dane was taking a little too much time.
All right, here we go.
Johnny of Park Creek, I believe. And plays a lot of basketball. I hear he's pretty good. He played in some of the youth Greek basketball tournaments I played in as a kid, including the NHIBT, which is just up the road here at Cicero. Used to play it at Cicero Stadium. And we played in the big one they have up in Detroit every year. So here's McElvain.
Nothing. What it be? One, two.
McIlvain walks the dog into right field.
Let's go!
Detzmer had to wait and make sure it dropped. So far, this is the best opportunity that March has had in the ball game. And Chris Miller, the ageless one, is going to take a swing for Jack Harrigan. Or I don't see Tommy Lentine here today, senior. I call senior and Chris Miller the geriatric crew. And they've both won MVPs in the 50 and over. Well, his last name is McIlvain, so I would assume it's on the mother's side.
That's a ball, that's a ball, that's a ball.
So Johnny said that's a balk. He got a little smile out of Dane there. And Chris Miller does what he does. Detzmer scores. McIlvain hustle into third, and Chris Miller in the elimination game selling out and getting himself dirty. And they are on the board here at 3-1. You see Miller almost blew a tire. I'm surprised they're not re-entering to maybe get a little more speed on there, but Tyne runs on base. Instead, they go pinch runner, number 77, Eddie Gil Ramos. And here comes Brian Evans. Now, Evans is a lefty. He scoots. So, again, as an infielder, you want to know what you're doing with the ball here. They're playing deep, so they're going to concede the run on a ground ball. But Brian's a pretty tough out when he's right. And he shoots a base hit. And the center fielder falls down, and we're all tied up and sliding head first. Brian Evans. All of a sudden, March has come to life here. And he just shot it through the hole up the middle. Center fielder fell down. I don't think Eddie Ramos was going to score there. He had to kind of duck and not get hit by the ball there. So they gave the 30-38, so a run they didn't earn. So we're all tied 3-3 here in the top of the sixth. And there's a little ground ball. Jake McTeague, and they'll nip him at first. Does move the runner over, so Jake McTeague took a swing for Paul Palkey. Brings up Reese Miles. Reese Mize, not Miles. Or is it Miles? I can't read. So lead run at third base here. March trying to flip the script here. As this game is heating up a little bit. So March up until this inning was pretty much dead in the water. And they've exploded for a 3 spot to tie the game. Chance to take the lead here. And he strokes it into right, and Joe gets there, throw to the plate, not in time. So Reese does his job. He drives in the runner from third with less than 2. Great effort. That ball wanted to drop. Good job by Joe, but once he went to the carpet, it was going to be virtually impossible to throw Brian Evans out. Top of the lineup, Morris Greco. And there's a little ground ball to second, a little fumble. and they get Morris at first for the third out, but March takes the lead here in the top of the sixth, first time today, 4-3, and we got identical 4-3 scores here late. Again, we are live from the 22nd Annual North-South Challenge presented by Danny Atkins, Janura Park in Berwyn, Illinois. So we're approaching 10 o'clock. It's going to be nice to get home before midnight. Oh, thanks for catching it. Like I said, I'm getting a little punchy. My third game today, and we were a little short-handed, so I was doing everything, including selling a little popcorn. So top of the lineup here for the Dirty 38s. And he just punches a hit toward the gap. Leadoff single.
Come on, Mark.
A couple of years ago out at the Pat Moran, Joe was the unofficial MVP of the tournament. So it brings up
There it is, just like I
Mark
said.
Ross. Good speed aboard here for the 38s as they're chasing for the first time tonight. And Mark, a tremendous baseball player, they tell us.
Right, you ready now? You ready?
A couple of years ago, he was a human highlight reel at the SSA Class A glove tournament. And there he tries to go the other way. Detzmer to catch Joe. And right on the money, Ben Detzmer. Joe got about 40% down the line, and then he thought better of it. And it was a perfect one-hop strike to Jordan Dean. So here's Justin Montalvo. Again, you don't mind guys going for base hits, but you hope that they're going to be productive if they make it out. That ball a little too high in the air, made it a little too easy for the right fielder to get in a good throwing position. So the 38s jumped up 3-0. And they've kind of stopped scoring. We'll see if they change that trend here. And Justin over to Paulke, and Dean fell down.
Safe. Safe. You safe.
And they just couldn't turn the double play. Heroic effort there by Jordan Dean as he was stumbling over to the base.
Way to hustle. Come on, man.
Did a little sidearm Manny trio there, but they couldn't make the play. Paulke, can see Jordan Dean falling away there. Couldn't get a lot on it, and Justin beat it. And what that does is it brings up a good hitter in Julian Russell. And Julian slaps a hit into left field. Montalvo will have to stop. It brings up Alan Oshinsky now. Time run at second, lead run at first here. So BTA pushing out to a 3-run lead on the other diamond. Again, this is an elimination game.
Come on out, here we go.
Allen sometimes gets into trouble when he's got a little bit, he's got an uppercut swing anyway, but sometimes when he gets a little out of rhythm, it's a lot of long, lazy fly balls. You'd like to see him maybe be a little more patient, maybe get that pitch a little bit higher so the uppercut isn't quite as dramatic. And that's a good idea there by Paulie because of the way Allen sets up. And with that uppercut, he's trying to get him to raise his hands. And there's a ball right back to the mound. And March gets out of the inning. So we're going to head to the 7th, 1-run ball game here. And the 38s just can't get their offense on track. March has had one big inning where they've taken the lead. They haven't done much the rest of the game. Haven't seen that often. First baseman threw a ground ball to the pitcher. Dane was up to the challenge. So it's Jordan Dean, Nick Burt, and Zach Solario. 3, 4, 5 coming up here for March. You know they'd love to get a little insurance the way leads have been evaporating today. If you're a 30-38 fans, it'll be Calderon, Anish, and Ketcher. And there he walks the dog down the right field line. And he's going to go for 2. And he is out. Perfect throw by Joe in right field. So it was a great hit. He was being aggressive, trying to get himself on to second. To see the ball fair, and this is a perfect throw, folks. Slid right into it. I'm sorry, that was Tommy Lentine Jr. I said Jordan Dean. This is Jordan Dean. Hard ground ball. Montalvo throw up the line a little bit, but 2 outs, and it brings up Nick Burt. And that's how you do it. One hop right on the money. A lot of guys will try to throw that ball on a fly, and they end up airmailing it or it goes wide. He kept that ball on a lower trajectory, and he bounced it in perfect, just like they taught you in Little League and high school. So here's Nick Burt. He's probably wanting to maybe put a quick one up. They are very deep all across the outfield. And the outfield here in Berwyn has been lightning fast. A lot of the outfielders, we've seen a lot of balls that were just normally going to be a single toward the gap, and all of a sudden that ball's been shooting through the gaps. Have not had a lot of rain out here in the Chicago area, and they really did cut the grass short. And so it's almost playing like AstroTurf. Not the new bouncy stuff, but the old school turf. So it's a little hard and fast. So here's Nick Burt now. Nick's probably going to be thinking double out of the box, and there he pounds it. And Julian that time, he was playing just below the grass. He took a quick step up, but kind of stopped charging it, and he ended up getting eaten up by that second hop. Nick, a lot of top hand on that. And it brings up Zach Solario. So Nick, a taller kid, a long strider, he can chew up a lot of yardage. And with 2 outs, he'll be flying on the swing. March looking for a little 2-out magic to pad that lead. Well, you got Chris, you got Tommy, you got Tommy Sr. Franklin Teen is in his 80s still playing. And there's a ball hit right at the, and he dropped it. And Nick Burt's gonna turn, he's gonna score. Big insurance run. It looked like the 38s were going to be out of the inning. Hit the center fielder right in the breadbasket, and he dropped it. And with 2 outs, Nick Burt was flying anyway. Brings up Detzmer, and looked like might be a thumb problem. He might have got handcuffed with it. Ball was hit hard, and that hand's kind of dangling a little bit. So for those of you that think this is a mush ball, not so fast. And he's taking himself out of the game. Looks like it's his pinky finger.
I'm okay, guys. Don't worry.
He's telling the March guys, I'm okay, don't worry. So big insurance run to make it 5-3. They're going to throw the ball out to Allen so he can handle it a little bit. Again, Ben Detzmer will be running on the swing. Ben Detzmer in the box. Zach Solario will be running on the swing here. And Detzmer goes the other way, and Mark Ross is camped. And he drops the ball. Strange things happening in Berwyn. Solario actually shut it down. He thought it was going to be an easy fly out. Ross was there. He wasn't even moving. He just reached up and...
Hey, Marky, go give me one. Hey, you're going to go give me one right now.
And he dropped it.
Hey, go give me one.
He brings up Johnny McIlvain. Detzmer gets the second.
Go give me one.
2 insurance runs, 6-3 now.
Go give me one, Mark.
We've seen both outfields kind of have some problems today. I don't know. That ball was hit so high, and McIlvain comes through. Big hop. Detzmer scores. So March, after getting shut out for 5 innings, has thrown up 7 in the last 2. Chris Miller's
We're not done.
hitting for Jack Harrigan second time. So Jack Harrigan, who was the EH, is out of the ball game.
Yeah, I can't do that.
So again now, with 2 outs, all these base runners have been taken off on the swing, and 2 consecutive drop fly balls have led to 2 runs here.
All right, Miller. Let's go, Miller. Come on, Miller. Good. Back.
We had the feeling that the game was going to heat up. I was kind of anticipating both teams.
Go, Johnny, go, Johnny.
And Joe runs it down. And he rolls it in, so do or die, bottom of the 7th here.
Hey, let's get some runs. Let's go.
For the 38s. And the 38s always have a great outlook in everything they do. They're very together as a unit. And they're always hanging out as a team. We see that a lot. But they're almost like a cult. Nobody ever leaves them. Julian Russell flirted with the idea last offseason. He had a lot of teams chasing, but he decided he was happy where he was, and there's nothing wrong with that. So 38s are going to be 6, 7, 8 here. Scotty Calderon, Gary Anish, and Tanner Kelleher. I don't know, Kehrer. So do or die, 38s need 4 to keep the game going. 5 walks them off and they advance. Anything less, and March will have made it to Sunday. Calderon, hard ground ball, leadoff man on.
Halfway. Right there, man. You go, man. Yeah,
So Scotty Calderon gets on. They need a couple of more base runners before they're dangerous. And here's Gary.
Scotty, you okay? You all right, Scotty? Yeah.
And he had a little bit of a finger issue. If I was the March guys, I wouldn't want to be standing up there in case he can't hold on to the bat.
go. Your way, John. Come your way.
Again, I don't know if 38's got anybody on their bench or not. And there he hits it, and it goes off of Johnny McIlvain.
All right, let's go.
So that swing looked pretty good. He taped that finger off. 16-inch softball players are tough. Only people tougher on the planet are hockey players.
We need 4.
I need 1.
So here comes the second baseman, Tanner. So 38's trying to mount a comeback. And there's a ball hit toward left center, but cruising over, making the catch, Zach Solario for out number 1. Right size, wrong shape, as the Hawk would say. And here's Alex with Dane Friedman on deck.
Let's go, Edgy.
Let's go, baby.
So March, after falling behind 3-0, 2 outs away. And there's a high fly ball, and Morris Greco down to their last out now, and Dane Friedman, the pitcher. Jeremy Jurger on deck. Still need a couple of hits to be dangerous, because they're down 4. And there's only 2 base runners. A base here would at least get the tie in the box. Oh, Amalia, you're turning on your meatball guys. And Dane right to Jordan. So March completes the comeback on the strength of 7 runs the last 2 innings of the ball game. 30-38. Looked like they ran out of gas a little bit, and they had a couple of guys dinged up. But a good job by March. They persevered, and they got the win. So we're going to be signing off for today, folks, as I got to start tearing stuff down. So we hope you enjoyed it. Check out Championship Sunday tomorrow, and we will be back out here bringing you all the fun. And I think it's going to be a great wrap-up to this tournament. There might be some rain coming in, so hopefully it won't affect start times. Any information we get, we will put on Facebook so you can check. And I'll be in contact with Danny Atkins early in the morning. So on behalf of the SSA, George Bliss, Will Ross, and the rest of the board, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. We love you. Thanks for your support.